Okay, so this is a bit of a bonus video for you guys because I just found the ultimate Nano Banana prompt library. And of course, we'll leave a link to this in the description down below so you can check it out. But it's super useful, and just save this for your bookmarks for later. So what you're seeing on screen right now is a page on GitHub that basically has everything you can think of related to prompts. You have stuff from product photography to portraits, character designs, food, you name it, you've got it. So let's go ahead and go through it quickly so you can have a quick idea on how to use it. So quickly, how it works, you just basically scroll down until you find something you like, and then you can go ahead and copy the prompt. So let's say we like this one. What we need to do is basically just click on this copy button. Now you can use this on whatever tool you want that has access to Nano Banana. You can use it on Gemini, but the one caveat to using it there is sometimes when you have IP material like a Pepsi can, it might not actually be able to do it. Same thing with public figures, it might not be able to do it. So for this video, we're just going to be using it inside of Vosu because it has access to the latest Nano Banana 2. So you can go ahead and click on it right here, or you can just go to AI image. Then from here, you can either select Nano Banana Pro, C-Dance, or whichever model you want to use. But because Nano Banana 2 just came out, we're going to use this because it is ultra fast. So we're going to go ahead and paste in this prompt right here. Then we can go ahead and scroll down and choose our aspect ratio. So let's go with 16:9. You can also choose your quality, but because it's just for a demo, we'll go ahead and hit generate. And you can see Nano Banana 2 is incredibly fast. In less than 10 seconds, we're going to have our image, which is pretty crazy. And boom. If we go ahead and make this bigger, then we compare it to the actual reference image, you see we have the exact same one. It's just made it 16:9 because that's the aspect ratio that we chose. Now, quick note, if you do want to change stuff, you can head over to ChatGPT and then you can ask it a simple prompt like change the product from a Pepsi can to a Fanta orange can, and then we'll insert a prompt just like this. We'll wait for ChatGPT to load. You can see it does it incredibly fast, as it does. And then we just wait until this little bar is finished, which it has. We can copy that over, and then if we come back to the prompt, delete it, paste it back in, hit generate, it's now going to give us this image with the Fanta can. And then boom. Okay, so that's pretty much how it works, but let's just go through a few of the examples so I can just quickly show you how to modify them. So let's keep scrolling until we find something we like. Potentially we can do something like a product photography. So maybe this image. Again, if we just go ahead and copy this in, this time we will change it to 16:9 or 9:16, sorry. Go ahead and hit on generate, it'll give us this image. But let's say we actually wanted to swap out the woman for yourself. So again, we can head over to ChatGPT and we can just be super simple with this. We can say, I've got this prompt of a female holding a product. I want to swap it out for me. So I'm going to add a reference image of myself, but can you overall change the prompt to be for a male? I'm also going to attach a image of me so you have my facial features and appearance. So we'll then paste in the prompt. So prompt, just like that, paste that in. And now we're going to go ahead and grab an image of ourselves. So if you haven't done this already, I highly recommend you create an AI data set. We have a video all about this, which basically allows you to create all of these images with a bunch of different angles. So you can basically recreate the best images of yourself. I'll leave a link to that in the description below as well, so you can check it out because it is incredibly useful to have. So we've entered in this prompt. ChatGPT is going to modify this one. Let's head back to Vosu. Here you can see we've got the image that we got from here. So perfect, it looks exactly the same. Of course, it's going to swap out the details for the woman for anyone random because I believe this prompt is just female generic, but it does say upload female reference required, which we didn't do. So that's probably why it doesn't look like it, but the overall basis is the same. Nails are the same, whole position is the same, and the actual product also is the same, which is quite surprising that it's kind of created it one for one. Might have changed the design a little bit, But again, we're not actually adding a reference image of the product that we wanted. You can, of course, do that, and then you'll make it look exactly how you want. So if we copy this prompt, which is now being finished, now we can go ahead and delete the prompt, then paste in the new one. And now what we want to do is also add the exact same image that we added in ChatGPT. And then we go ahead and hit on generate, and then boom. It works great, but obviously we can make this better. We just need to keep reiterating with our prompt. I just did a super basic reiteration, but what we can do is change the entire pose, make sure the nails are more manly or something like that. But again, this product or example is more female-esque. But you can do the same thing if you have an image of another female or yourself. If you are a female and you want to change it to do something like this, you can add the reference image of yourself, the reference image of the product. You can describe the pose, and then you'll get stuff like this. And I believe that this is going to be a grid layout image, which is why we're getting all of these examples. So that's great. What you can actually do is if you have this image, for example, where you've created a grid, we'll cover a video more in depth about creating grids like this, but you can basically add your image in here, and then you can say, create a high resolution image of the second image. So for example, this image here, and it'll actually be able to analyze that it is a grid photo, then it will extract that image so you have a higher quality image. Because if we actually go ahead and open this up, you can see that the details aren't super sharp. So if you use Nano Banana to extract the images, then it just makes it super cool. Now, the cool thing about doing it with grids basically allows you to have a lot more consistency overall with your entire characters. But if we keep scrolling down, you can see we've got loads of awesome product photography stuff. If we scroll down even further to some different styles, we can see here, for example, we've got like sports and actions. So here you can create photos with Cristiano Ronaldo or like little selfies. You can create gym stuff, more UGC style, which is super cool. And we just keep scrolling down. We'll have a bunch of different examples. Not all of them have reference images, but you can basically just read the description to kind of understand what it is. Here we've got more miscellaneous stuff, so completely random, but kind of great if you do want to create these unique stuff, because you got some really authentic UGC style images that you would see on Instagram, but you typically might not be able to see or create yourself because you haven't got the initial ideas for it. Now this one is super cool. If we go ahead and copy this in, let's make it a 9x16 as well, just to show you that it does actually work and the prompts are super cool. And again, you can keep reiterating these prompts by bringing them into ChatGPT, adding your face, adding reference images and all of that. And it basically allows you to create at a much faster pace without actually having to have all of that strong prompting knowledge. What you can also do, which I definitely recommend, let's say you have a specific style that you're focusing on. So for example, if we go to the table of contents here, let's say you wanted to do something more on anime or cinematic posters. You can actually go ahead and find your favorite prompts. Then you can create a GPT agent. If you don't know how to do that, you can open this up. You can go to explore GPTs, then you can create it. And then you basically just describe exactly what you want to do. And then you want to paste in all the prompts that are related to the style that you want to create. So now whenever you ask it, for example, if you were creating those posters, I want to create a poster of this Sony lens, for example, in the exact same style as the reference prompts that I've given you. Then you give it the actual image, and then it'll be able to create that prompt for you in seconds, rather than you manually creating your own prompt that looks something like this, which is pretty hard to customize every single time, especially if you're creating completely different images every single time. But coming back to Vosu, this is the grid that we actually went ahead and created. Let's make that bigger. And you can see that that is perfect. It looks exactly like the one that we saw in the reference. All right, I hope you guys did enjoy this one. A quick little resource for you if you want to go ahead and create, but have no idea what sort of prompts you can be using. Hope you guys enjoy this one, and I'll see you in the next one.